Hey gang, and welcome to the very next video of React Git GitHub. So the last time I explained to you how to get started with React. So how to install React, how to start the React project, and how you can go through everything. So in this video, guys, we are going to customize React a little bit, and we are going to create few tags, and I'm gonna show you how actually React works. So this is also gonna be a small video, guys, where I'm going to demonstrate all these things. So let's get going. So my command prompt is actually already open, and it's running the current React app. And as you can see, that this is the React app I'm currently loading. So let's stop it for a while. Let's open a code editor. So I'm going to also explain that, guys, I'm using Visual Studio Code. So when I started coding with Visual Studio, initially I was, if I can remember, I was using brackets. Then I also used Sublime and Atom as well. I liked Atom. Atom was good. And Atom was at that time owned by GitHub. And as you already know that GitHub is now owned by Microsoft. So now Atoms also belong to Microsoft. But yeah, guys, I'm not using Atom. I'm using Visual Studio Code, and I liked it very much. I customized it the way I want, and I'm just gonna show you all up. So if you want to open up the Visual Studio Code in the same directory, you just need to type code space dot, and it's gonna open. Okay, guys. So let's just explain you a little bit about the startup project. So this is gonna be the initial project when you install the React, and so first file is README. So as the name suggests, you can go through it. It's gonna explain how all those things and methods or the commands work. Then the package.log.json is gonna store the consistency of our files, or you can say, all those frameworks like Babel and the what we say, Webpack. Yeah. So all these things are pre-installed with the pre-install create React tab. So that's gonna take care of that. That's gonna manage that. If you delete it, it's gonna install it by its own. So yeah, that's take care of that part. So that also helps the package.json to track whatever the dependencies we are installing. So guys, this is what package.log.json, and the most important part is package.json. So this is, guys, is what we are going to go through it throughout our project, and whatever the dependencies we are going to install in the future will come here. So right now, as you can see, that they have installed for us, it's testing library for JSTOM, testing library for React, user events, React DOMs, React scripts. Yeah. So all these things are pre-installed. So we are. I just want to mention that I'm using the latest, greatest version of React, that is 16.13.1. So there's no, there's how we say. So there aren't going to be any video where I'm going to explain the old part of React, no class-based components, no component inbound and everything. These are old Reacts. So this is gonna be, the advanced part, and I'm going to go through, React hooks, and all those libraries we use to create the React app. So this is what the package.json is. Then let's move to the git ignore part. So this is what that git ignore does. If you want, if you push your code to GitHub and you don't want to include some files, you can do that in .gitignore files. You can create it. You can just type .gitignore. This file will be created, and I'll add all those files here, and that's not going to be included when you push your code to the GitHub. Okay, so this is Git ignore, and here are node modules. So node modules will include all those files and packages we installed. So right now we didn't install anything. We just installed create React app. So these all are the libraries dependent upon, I mean, the create React app is the library is dependent upon all these other libraries, guys. So this is gonna be a sea full of libraries. So you don't need to check out that. And I don't think we are going to touch node modules. Never. I don't think we are going to touch it anywhere. No. Okay, so leave that node modules part the way it is. Okay, let's move to public. So guys, in the public folder, we have a bunch of files like the index.html. As you guys already know, that index.html is the entry point, and you can see it says React app. So you can delete it, and you can just type Vedansh properties, a real estate company. So yeah, so you just need to do this, and if you just save it, and I think it's gonna work. Yeah. So as you can see, guys, does it work? Does it work? Oh no! Oh, I forgot. So you need to start the server in order to see the latest changes. So you need to just type npm start, and that's gonna roll out latest changes. Let's just close this one. Yeah. So it now says Vedansh properties and a real estate company. Okay, that's done. Let's go back to code. Okay, so yeah. So guys, here we have a few more lines of code. So you already know that this is HTML, and you use head tags where all those information related to the website comes in, and then you link your CSS and everything here at the title, and then comes the body tag where you add your content. But in the React, as you guys already know, or let me tell you again, that everything loads up on a single content on a single file, and that changes dynamically using JavaScript. So all the React, whatever the React code we will write, it will come under this div id root, and in the root here, whatever the code we will write in React will come under this. So this is what the basic setup of index.html file. And in the future, guys, if we think that we need to edit this part, well, definitely gotta do that. Okay. So this is the logo, and we'll add the logo when we'll design it. So leave that part as it is. Logo again, manifest.json, leave the way it is, and some font. Okay, so let's close this one, and let's come up on the important part of the project. So this is app.css file. This file is actually related to whatever you write on your component. That's gonna link with that CSS. So this CSS file is linked to this JavaScript file. So in order to use the app.css, you need to import it like it. And also we are importing the logo and also the React. So let's just remove the logo. I don't think we need this logo for our project. And if I remove it, let's come up here. I think it's gonna throw error if I save it. Yeah, here. So it says no such file or directory found, logo.svg, because we already deleted it. So let's just remove it. And yeah, we don't need that as well. Just okay, guys. So before deleting it, it just says that p tag and all those things here, whatever the things were coming, and yeah, this is what it is. So these are all the files. Actually, we don't need it. So guys, do remember that make your code. Try to write clean code as much as possible, and that's what I do. I love writing clean codes and the codes I understand and with proper commenting and everything. So guys, do remember that. So I love arrow functions, and arrow functions are really good. I use it all the time. Some of the times I use this kind of function implementation, but most of the times I use arrow functions. And yeah, so let's write the arrow function. Const app. I don't think anyone does this. I don't see anyone doing this. Making changes on the main app and making it an arrow function, but I do it. And here, just type h1, and you can just type wait on properties. Yeah. So let's check out, guys. So yeah, here we got the Vedant's properties, changes live, and we got the result in no time. So whatever the changes you make here, like a real estate company, and yeah, you got it. So guys, I just want to include it that this is not HTML we are writing. This is JSX. JSX is, guys, it's like writing HTML with JavaScript. It's like a syntactic sugar over the JavaScript. You just need to sorry guys for that. So you just need to write normal HTML and it's gonna work. But this is not HTML, guys. This is JSX. The JSX stands for JavaScript XML notation or something like that. If I can't remember. Yeah, that's what JSX is. So you write like HTML, but this is not HTML. This is actually a JavaScript, and that's how it renders things. Okay, so you can also insert a button here, and you can just type this, and you can type add, and yeah, so you got the button add. You can also type what type. Okay, let's just use state. And initially const value set value is equal to use date. I think that's gonna be array. Yeah. So we haven't defined these two values yet. So before defining it, I just wanna guys mention it what these values stand for. So let's just first type value here. Okay, so what this use state is, actually it's a pre-built-in use state hook. So what it does, it used to make changes or store some values to make changes in your DOM. So if I give you an example, you can write you can write guys, you can write use effect and wait. Okay. Set value. Initially, that value is nothing. Set value plus 1. And you can close it. So you can use it like this, like this. And what you can do, just pass the empty array here so that it does not it does not make changes every time. So you can use that as well. And yeah, so, and I guess I forgot to import use effect. Oh yeah, got rid of the error. Okay, what you can do here, guys, you can, document dot write, and you can, just write you click. Oh, yeah, this is actually backtick I use. So this is string manipulation. So what you can do, you can manipulate string in a string. So that's how I can access the value variable here. You click value times 3 times, 4 times, whatever. And says React has a missing dependency value. Either put the value. Okay, put the value. Okay. Yeah, guys. So this is it, and we want to make changes to the value when we click on button. So on button, we can just type on click, and on click we want to run a function, right? So what I can do, we can just define that function here. So we can say on click change event, right? It's gonna take the event, of course, and you can just say here click change event, right? Okay, so yeah, that looks good. Okay, guys, so what I did, initially I started with the value of, the initial value of the value is 0. And so guys, I just want to start it from the beginning. What's going on here? So the use state is used to, hold some value and manipulate it later on. And the use effect is actually used to manipulate the state, or you can use it to, guys, get some API calls and save the data from the API into the state. And you can do much more works in the use effect, and all those videos gonna come next after in the coming weeks. So this is what use effect does and the use state does. So what I did, I created one array of value and set value, and I give it the value of given the value of initial value of value is 0, and then I used use effect to write that you clicked value dash number of times, and then I created an arrow function that names on click change event, and that's simply gonna do it's gonna just set the value of value plus 1. So whenever you click on add button, I think that's what's gonna happen. Let's try. Okay, so we are facing few errors. It says objects are not valid at React child. If you meant to render a collection of children, use an array instead. So yeah, we can, get rid of it. And anyway, I'm getting this, so no problem. So it says you clicked 0 times, and it keeps on loading. Let's see if we get any array. Oh, sorry, an error. Doesn't look like any error. Let's check what problem we have in our code. So yeah, guys, so also remember that this div, it's gonna be closed, every time whatever you write in code inside your tags, do remember that there should be single closing tag. You cannot, do this and write another code and write in a single different div. So everything should be in the single div or single component or single tag, whatever things you use, it should be single. Right. So what I did, I used this on-click event, and clicking on on-click event, clicking on add button triggered the on-click event change event, and on-click change event set the. There's one thing I'm missing. It's gonna stop to reload the page actually. Yeah. Let's see if I get something. Okay, so what I did, guys, I removed the case of use effect because I don't see any use of it right now, because we don't want to mutate our code and we don't want to get some API calls. And to update our state, we can do it from this function as well. So same thing, when you click on this button, this function gonna roll up, and it's gonna stop the default behavior of any function, and then it's gonna return the value adding 1. That means whenever however time you click on add button, so initial value will be 0, then you click add, then this function gonna trigger, and this gonna add 1 to it. So let's try this, guys. So yeah, here we are here, and we can see that the initial value of and yeah, we implemented the value like this. So in the p tag we added value. So that's how it's gonna work now. So let's click on the add button. Yeah, but so yeah, that's how things gonna work. And you can click another, you can add another button here, and on click you can say on click change event 2. Okay, a lot of names of variables. Yeah, this is 2. Okay, so same thing, I want to do it here, but in place of add, we're gonna subtract. And what else we can do? We can say plus, and here we can say minus. Let's see if this thing works. Yeah, so let's zoom it a little bit. So yeah, so we have 2 buttons here, plus, minus. So let's subtract it. Yeah, it works. It goes in the minus, but that's not a problem. We are not checking if the value is less than 0. Yeah. So guys, that's how React works. The React main page works. So this is app.js. Let's close this up. Let's go to app.test.js. Guys, leave this the way it is. You need to touch it right now. This is the time when you're testing your app. Then again, the index.css file. This is the central CSS file, and that CSS file it's gonna implement on all your code. So whenever in a situation where you want to implement things globally, you can add that here. And in the app.css, it belongs to the component-wise CSS. So whatever things you want to make changes here, like let's say you want the class. So guys, and so I already tell you that this is JSX, this is not HTML. So in order to get the class, in order to add the class in a button or in any tag, you need to add class, not a class name. So I said red. So what I can do, you can go to app.css, and anywhere you can just type red, and you can just say color red, and yeah, that's how it works. And what I actually want is I want to give it this thing red and this thing green. Okay. And you can also do here class name. Anyway, guys, if you know, if you want to add the inline styling, you can do that as well. You just need to type style and style and just type 2 curly brackets here. That's gonna make it an object. And guys, it works like object, so this is not exactly CSS. So if you want to change the color, you type color, and if you want to make it blue, you need to type it as a string. So that's how it works. So yeah, 0 plus minus. And what else we can do? We can just add some break text to, you know, align it a little bit. So yeah, so if you add like this and minus like this, it's gonna work the same way. Okay, perfect. So that's what app.js and app.css is. Index.css, I already told you that all the CSS you will write here will apply globally. Then comes the index.css, guys. Index.css is the you can say is the initial load file. So whenever you start the React page, first of all, this file loads up. So whatever you do, like, you know, you import React DOM, the CSS file, the main CSS file, and the app component we developed here. We also got you know, imported here. The service worker related to progressive web apps. So we're gonna talk about it later on. I don't know when. So we are going to talk about that as well. So here's the code which renders everything. So React DOM.render. React.strict mode, I think it's new, where everything runs on its strict mode, and you mount app in there, and this is the place you actually mount that app. So remember, guys, in the public index.html, here we have div id root. So we are selecting this root file here, and we are adding all those codes inside this div. So in the index.js file, what we did is the same thing. We selected document.getElementById root, and at that point of time, we also added our app component there. So in that root component, we are loading the app component, and this is the service worker, the same thing. Okay, so this is that, and this is service worker setup files. You can, you know, Google it about it. These all are related to progressive web apps. I'm not going to include that as well, because since this is actually a completely React tutorial, React Basic, and will slowly, gradually move to advanced. So this is what it is, guys. So keep on watching Ancient Noob, and I'm gonna upload much more videos related to React tutorial. If you like this video, keep on subscribing, share with your friends. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you think you want any suggestions, help, you can ask it in the comment box below, and I'll definitely reply to it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.